Hey, what's good? What's good, man? It is your boy back again, but what do I know? Just bringing some news in. First of all, let me say shout out to them Georgia Bulldogs, man. Revenge is so sweet. But y'all gotta bear with me, man. I'm still working with this cold. Oh man. But man, we got Rolly Romero cleared of the sexual assault allegations, man. So that's good news for Rolly or whatnot. Going to, shout out to the Sun, says Nevada fighter Romero, 26, has been at the center of a Henderson Police Department investigation since October following accusations by multiple women. One 24-year-old said she was sexually abused by the boxer's Las Vegas apartment. Abused at the boxer's Las Vegas apartment in September 2020. Man, you got to be careful, man. See, and the thing is, man, once you become the bigger you get, you got to be careful, what you do, man, and who you around. You definitely have to be careful who you surround yourself with. But anyways, that saw his December 5th pay-per-view with WBA lightweight the WBA lightweight showdown with Tank Davis was shelved. But Romero, who has maintained his innocence throughout, believes he could step back into the boxing ring after saying he has been let go without any charges. However, there has been no confirmation from the police regarding the outcome of the probe. Romero wrote on social media, after 2.5 months of my name being slandered with false accusations, having to miss out on opportunities, cheated out of my dream, and out of my massive amount of wealth, the investigation to the allegation made against me has been formally closed. Charges were not filed because the allegations could not be sustained because, as I always stated, I am innocent. He later added, the continued lies from the obviously sick and obsessive person constitute libel on my name. There is no proof whatsoever to her claims now and then, and she wants continued attention from her attachment to my name. She will no longer be a part of my story. Romero and Davis, 27, had staged their press conference ahead of their fight last year before the former was replaced by Isaac Cruz. Cruz took injured Davis to the distance before being edged out in unanimous points. But with 14-0 Romero and 26-0 Davis still unbeaten, there's a chance that the mouthwatering contest could be back on in 2022. My thoughts, simple. First and foremost, man, like I said, man, you got to be careful the way you move when you get famous, or the bigger you get. You got to be careful who you have around you. But so the thing about Rolly and Tank, I didn't really find that fight, to be too appeasing, especially to be put on pay-per-view. I didn't think that was worthy enough to be on a pay-per-view. I said this time and time before, I'm a huge fan of Tank, but I do feel like, man, that some of his fight, like especially with Eastside Cruz, that shouldn't have been on pay-per-view, man. It's almost like Mayweather's trying to force Gervonta into being a star rather than it naturally happening. But I didn't think that him and Rolly was a pay-per-view fight. However, I will say Rolly sold the hell out of that. Rolly sold the hell out of that. And I can't even stunt. It even had, me interested in it. I support boxing. I always will. But, sometimes when I feel like we're getting taken advantage of, when I say we, I mean the fans are getting taken advantage of, it's kind of like, all right, man, I can't do that. But Rolly definitely made it interesting. And and you know, a lot of people actually wanted to see Rolly get beat up. Regardless, you gotta admire his confidence, man. Rolly is a very confident dude, bro. I remember him and Terrence Crawford. Well, they didn't really get into it, but they had a little back and forth. Because apparently something about somebody had lost some money. Like uh, Rolly cousin had like finessed Terrence Crawford's cousin out of. Oh no, Rolly had finessed Terrence Crawford's cousin out of like some money or some shit like that. I think it was like $40, and then like Terrence Crawford came in. And the video is on YouTube with that face to face, and Terrence Crawford basically told Rolly, you know, he gonna come to Mayweather's gym and spar him. He gonna beat his ass and shit. And Rolly was like, "Come on down." Come on down to 135. He was like, I hit a lot harder than you. I hit a lot harder than you. Like, that shit was so damn funny, bro. But I mean, I really do. I admire Rolly, bro. I like my Rolly a lot. I like Rolly a lot, but because Rolly is not afraid, man. He's not afraid. He's confident in himself. So I admire. You gotta respect and you gotta admire Rolly. So I definitely wouldn't mind seeing him and Tank. I just unfortunately I know that Mayweather they're gonna put it on pay-per-view, and I just don't think that that's pay-per-view worthy, man. It's like they're trying to force Tank to be a star rather than let it naturally happen. Tank is a great fighter, I'm a huge fan of Tank Davis, but it's fights that I would rather, if we're gonna pay for a fight, I'd rather pay for him versus Gary Russell, or him versus Lomachenko, or him versus I would even rather pay for him versus Ryan Garcia. But Rolly just like hasn't done enough for me to convince me to believe that he can actually beat or pose that much of a threat to Tank Davis. Regardless of what anybody says, it takes two to be a pay-per-view star. I mean, for not even so much of a pay-per-view star. It takes two in order to have a good pay-per-view success. You have to have two. It takes two. No matter what, Mayweather versus I'll give you a prime example. Mayweather versus Ortiz, right? I'm not even gonna talk about the big names, but like the big names on Mayweather's resume. But Mayweather versus Ortiz, that did like 1.2 million, right? Ortiz was coming off of a very impressive victory of Andre Berto, right? So then you have Mayweather versus Andre Berto, right? And that only did like 500,000, which is actually good, but compared to Mayweather, for a Mayweather pay-per-view, that's not good. And so you got to think, like I said, at that time, Andre Berto, nobody wanted to see Andre Berto, So it takes two to make a mega event. That's what I'm saying. So I don't necessarily think that Rolly is even famous enough or that much of a star where you could put him on pay-per-view. I feel like they probably should still build him up or whatnot. But he definitely has the personality. He definitely will sell a fight. Don't get it twisted. Like, I feel like 2 years down the road, if Rolly was to still be winning, 2 years down the road, Rolly will be will be able to be a pay-per-view star with anybody. Like, he'll be able to, if you put Rolly, he'll be like Ricardo Mayorga. Ricardo Mayorga, bro. Like, that dude, like, Ricardo Mayorga, like, lost, like, damn near every big fight that he was in, except for his fight with Fernando Vargas, I want to say. But and Vernon, I think he beat Vernon Forrest too. But he sold the fight so well, bro. It made you want to see him get his ass whooped, and that could be Rolly Romero in like 2 years if he keeps winning, bro. But that's my opinions. What do I know? Let me know what you know.